Alrighty, welcome back to the very unknown part 3 of how to clean your Nintendo 64 games. So guys, as you know, I'm a big fan of Nintendo 64. It's the system of my childhood and one of my favorite systems of all time. My favorite systems being the PS3, the PS4, and the Nintendo 64. We can also throw the NES and Super Nintendo somewhere in there. So, what you're going to need for this is my ever-lovable pick. If you do not know what a pick is, it's basically a picking tool. You can pick at stuff to clean it up. And mine has two edges. I call it a pick because I pick at stuff like stickers and stuff. So this is a pick. As I say again, the pick is probably the most useful tool to cleaning game cartridges. And here's why. The pick has two ends. The pointy end and the slidey end. The slidey end helps lift those stickers up. The pokey end is for going in between like controller lines or game cartridge lines and getting the excess grease, dirt, skin, whatever's fallen in there over the years, and it's very helpful. So we just bought, as you've probably seen in the video, we have bought Star Wars Episode 1 Racer. And I got this like this. No joke. This is how it came. But anyway, I figure it was probably a great opportunity. These stickers are older than time itself, so it's going to take a bit to actually get all this off. What we're focusing today is on the sticker. I've done a part 2 video and a part 1 video to show you how to get the marker off here. What you're going to need for that, just to remind you, is a Mr. Clean Magic Eraser, which is just barely wet, and you're going to want to wipe away at this. If it doesn't If it doesn't wipe away, get it a little more wet, but try to keep it away from the bolts and try to keep it away from the inside. So what we're going to do here is we're going to pick at these stickers very slowly. You probably won't see me do it, but I'll show you where they are. There's one smack dab right over the label there, which is cringing me a little bit because it's like I'm going to have to peel that off while not picking at the label, which is going to be hard enough. That may take a bit. But we also have this one, a top label, which is probably where I'm going to start, and we're going to start where it's pointing at the label. What you're going to want to do is take your pick, and you're going to want to go at the corner of that sticker and go very slowly. Try not to scrape too hard because you could end up damaging the label. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to kind of just slowly lift this sticker up. As you can see, this sticker is very old, and it's probably been through a lot. So the glue on it is probably very set and very fine, and it's very stuck to the cartridge. But as you can see, I'm going under the sticker, and this works with anything. If you want to get stickers off like PS3 things and other things, it's just, that's the way to do it. Going under with the pick and just slowly lifting the sticker. I just peeled a bit of the sticker off there. But yeah, that's what you're going to want to do. You're just going to want to slowly take your pick and slowly edge that sticker off to make your games look extra nice. Now there's probably going to be a lot of excess glue, and there's probably going to be a bit of a clean spot on your game when this was put on, but it's okay because you will be making this game look nice with your Mr. Clean Magic Eraser and your pick. Maybe a wet paper towel. You're just going to want to slowly pick at it. I'm trying to get it like off the label as best I can so I can maybe pick a little harder at it. But what you're going to want to do here is kind of slowly lift up the label with your finger. Ooh. And slowly get it off that label. If you feel like you're pressing too hard, do not go too hard. You will end up ripping that label, and that's not good for anybody. As I'm doing a couple times here, just to kind of get it a little bit up. I'm kind of using my finger now just to get it free from that label. I'm going to have to get one more spot here, and there we go. It's off the label. As you can see, I got it off the label. So now we're free to kind of pick as freely as we want to. So, yeah. So in a little bit, I'm going to kind of talk at the same time I'm picking here about what's coming up this week for uploading. I'm going to have 2 episodes of Trophy Cleanup, which I'm recording after this. We're doing Tony Hawk, and we're doing Pac-Man and His Ghostly Adventures. Both games on my close to platinum list. Tony Hawk is farther away though, because those trophies in Tony Hawk are just awful. I don't know whether I am gonna actually get all of them done, like period for Tony Hawk. Like, it's gonna take quite a bit. This sticker is old. This sticker is old. GameStop stopped selling Nintendo 64 games in God, when was it? It was about 2007, and that was when they had like a little bit left. I know they stopped selling Game Boy, like Color and Game Boy games at like I know this because I actually went in there like one of the last days where they were doing it when I was a kid. I believe by the time I was 13 they stopped selling Game Boy and Game Boy Color games. Now they're doing it again, if you didn't know that. It's actually like part of their retro thing. Like, people have been asking for years, like, are you going to sell these games again? Are they coming back? You know, because games like this are special. You know, they're part of our childhood. A lot of retro stuff has went on in the past couple of years. A lot of people know about the NES Classic, the Super Nintendo Classic. A lot of people rumor that there's going to be a Nintendo 64 Classic. Nintendo says that's probably not going to happen. And I agree with that. I feel like a Nintendo 64 Classic is a lot to make from beside a what do they call it? Like, a Super Nintendo Classic doesn't have much to it, granted. I mean, you have a system that's playing 8-bit games and 16-bit games, and only a small amount of them. And you can also get them modded to play all the games, which if I ever like have the free time, I'll probably do that, just to, you know, have it, because I do know a couple people that can probably do that for me. But yeah, it's a big difference going from like 8 and 16-bit to like 64-bit, and it's just really weird, you know, to do that. It's a big jump, and I understand that. I don't think Nintendo probably will do it. A lot of people have asked my opinion on that. I don't think it'll be a thing ever, to be honest. I think it's too big. I think the 64 survives on its own. A lot of people still buy the games for it, and games are still coming out for it, you know? I mean, people are making homebrews of games that have been canceled. I know SimCity for the NES, which was long canceled back in like 1991, as told you by Pat the NES Punk. HistoryOfVideoGames.com actually bought both of the ROMs for SimCity 1991, which was on the NES, and it was near the end of the NES's area, their lifestyle. That it actually, you know, they're fixing it up and for re-release, you know, and that's cool to me, you know, the fact that a game, oh my god, got a big chunk there, a game from like 1991 is getting a actual release now in like 2019, almost like more than like 20 years after, wait, almost 30 years after it was originally planned. Sorry, I'm bad at math. But, yeah, I think that's really cool. A lot of, if you ever go to Etsy, a lot of canceled NES N64 games are actually put on disk drives and whatnot. Like, I mean, new cartridges. I know Glover 2, which was unfinished, is actually available for that. Sorry, the phone is ringing. That's not for me. But yeah, it's interesting to say the least. Alright, so as you can see, that crusty old label mostly gone. A little goo gone. That's another thing you'll probably need to get this stuff off. It'll loosen it up so you can pick at it more. This one on the label is going to be hard. And I know this is a long video. Oh, I'm losing my knee here. Alright, let's see if we can even pick that. Yeah, we can, and it's actually coming off better than the other one. I'm just going to kind of slowly work my way around this. We'll keep talking. I may like cut this out halfway through because you guys probably don't want to watch me like do this forever. Plus I got to get to other videos. But yeah, I just think it's cool how like weirdly enough our years from the Nintendo 64's like fall. A lot of people don't know this, but it the Nintendo 64 was an amazing system, but it had a short lifespan, which was kind of sucky, to be honest. As a kid who grew up with the same games, actually this one being one of them, you know, it was kind of weird to see the Nintendo 64 end so abruptly, and half the people blame the disk drive for that. When the disk drive failed, everyone kind of stopped caring about Nintendo 64. I don't know if the disk drive actually exists. I know just recently the Super Nintendo Disc add-on was found in one of the Nintendo president's secret vaults, and it was on display. And I've actually seen it, by the way. It's an interesting piece of hardware, to say the least. It's I don't know what people would have thought, to be honest. It was definitely a different time. They obviously thought that it didn't work, and I believe, you know, if we would have had that, we may not have PlayStation. So I mean, there's like a big thing right there. So, you know, there, got that off. But yeah, I love the Nintendo 64. It's been a big part of my life for many years. I actually just sent in my first attempt at a world record for a game. I won't say what it is because I don't want anyone else attempting it until it's proven whether or not I actually got the record for it. I did some research on it to see if anyone had like a better time for what I did. It didn't seem like anyone did, so I guess we'll have to wait and see. I'm going to get real excited though if I actually set a global record for a Nintendo 64 game that I've been playing ever since I was basically like sorry, not 6, like 7, you know. It's really, really awesome. Yeah, this sticker's going to take a bit. Let's try to get it off the best I can here with my fingers. Yeah, sadly this is stuck to it. Yeah. This is what I like to call paper fuzz to the max. Yeah, this is going to take a little Goo Gone, and even then I could actually end up like destroying this label, which would suck, but a lot better than it was. Gonna definitely have to go over that with a Mr. Clean and some Goo Gone. But yeah guys, getting labels off is a pain in the ass, but in the end it makes your video games look a lot better in the end. Alright guys, I hope you've enjoyed this how-to video, and I hope you get your 64 games as clean as I get mine. Alright guys, I'll see you next time with a brand new video. Goodbye guys.